Now turning to the grading requirements, or how your grade is going to be arrived at, rather than reading through this section, let me flip over to a PowerPoint that I've created that I think can explain things a little bit more succinctly, a little bit more compactly. Okay. The first component of your grade will be based on participation, assignments, and quizzes in class and out of classes. Next part will be the midterm, which there will be two parts of. One is an objective, short answer, multiple choice, true-false exam. And the other one is an essay or a group of essays that you'll be doing. The next part is a final exam, or final, which will have an objective part and an essay or a few essays. Finally, I'll give you the opportunity for extra credit and explain how that works. And that will be, first of all, I give extra credit for notebooks if you've kept a very good notebook, which means in your notebook is all the stuff that is on the slide, all the material that's on the slides, plus notes about the comments that we make and discuss about those various slides. And another alternative is what I call a capstone paper. That is, it's a paper that will deal with a good portion of what you've learned in this course. Okay, so those are the four components, or if you want to multiply them out, there'll be more components. Now, here's the next thing that you need to understand. The way these will be graded is something that in the field of education they call specifications grading. That is, it very much resembles what happens in trying to meet professional standards. That is, they don't have a number that you have to pass necessarily, but you need to attain a certain level of performance. And here's the way that grading is going to happen for all of the components that we've talked about. That is, you will get a pass if on the participation assignments you've completed 80% of the assignments assigned and you participate and you've given a good faith effort. That is, if you give all the wrong answers, you still can get the pass in this particular component of a grade. Now, if it's on an objective test, you will have to earn a score between 65 and 85%. 65 traditionally being passing, 85 a B kind of level score. Now, the scale may be lowered from exam to exam depending on how the entire class does. On an essay or on a paper, you have to demonstrate a command of the skills that you've acquired you need to in the process, and that you've also demonstrated a command of the material, that you understand the material. So that gets you a pass. If you fail to meet those standards, you'll get a no pass. Now, there is also a grade that you may receive, which is a high pass, which in that case, you've done more for participation or assignments, you've exceeded the 80% number with good faith effort, and many that you've done, really you gave good answers, excellent results. And by the way, the 80% might vary a little bit, plus or minus a little bit. On the objective, on the objective parts of the final and the midterm, above an 85%, or if it's a lower scale, above whatever the scale topped out, will earn you a high pass. And on an essay or paper, it really demonstrates that you've really mastered the skills or mastered the material. And when I say mastered, it doesn't mean you're getting a graduate degree in philosophy, that you've earned a graduate degree in philosophy from the quality of the work, but the work really is of good quality. It demonstrates that you really understood this. Now, those are how the individual components are going to be graded. The grade in your course, I have to grade you on an A, B, C, D scale. So let's start sort of at the bottom of the grades. In the C range, here's what you need to get a C. Pass on the in-class online assignments, participation in quizzes, etc. You have to pass one or the other, either the objective or the essay part of the midterm. And you need to pass either, get a pass on either the objective or the essay part of the final. Finally, not only do you have to to achieve a pass on those components, but you have to at least have a good faith effort to complete the other parts, all of the parts of the midterm and the final. That's what will earn you a C in the course. And C plus or minus, I'll explain how those will be awarded. B range means that you've met all the requirements for the grade of C, plus you got to pass on all the components of both the midterm and the final. And to get in the A range, you have to do whatever you need to do to get a B, plus you have to attain at least a high pass on 3 of the 4 parts of the midterm and final. That is, the 2 parts of the midterm and the 2 parts of final, you have to get through. Now, the pluses or minuses will be earned if you have higher or lower component scores. They'll kind of be averaged in some informal fashion on the other components. Now, a D or an F will be assigned as a result of violating academic integrity policy. You've plagiarized something, that will or may earn you a D or an F. Just for your information, D is probably worse, because an F you can retake and it gets wiped out. As D, they allow you to retake the course, but the D gets averaged in. So it's a punitive grade. Finally, you'll get a WU for not meeting the attendance requirement, and you'll get an F for not meeting any of these components. But this is how your grade in the course will be set, and this is how the individual items will be scored in the course.